I don't know what's going on with me today. I have no energy whatsoever. None. Like, I don't even want to sit at my computer. I just want to lay down and stare at the ceiling. I might be dying. I don't really know.
Nah.
Don't say that.
I,
There she is. Okay. All right. Are we ready?
Yes.
hurrah.
Hurrah. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us on today's episode of Can You Repeat That podcast? We're your hosts. My name is Leslie.
My name's Chantel.
And I am Atlas.
Intro music.
Wow, we remembered.
I know. I did just paranoid check to make sure I was recording because I got scared.
So did I.
Yeah. All right. I really need to write something up for transitioning over to y'all because I'm real bad at it. But today Shanty has a story for us, so all yours.
I do. So I know my episodes so far have tended to be a little on the
Depressing?
darker side.
Scary?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Sometimes described as grim, as some listeners have said. But to this, I say I hear you. So today, I promise today's going to be a shorter, a little more lighthearted. Well, kind of. Anyway, buckle in for some chaos. As always, my sources will be listed in the show description below. And as usual, starting off with a question. What do drinking rat poison, dodging traffic, stealing peaches, and hitchhiking all have in common?
Okay, when you mentioned the first two, I was like, wait, are
No,
we
I was like,
revisiting
Michael
Mike?
Malloy?
Iron Mike? But then you added in peaches and other things, and I don't know. What do they have in common?
Drinking rat poison, dodging traffic, stealing peaches, and hitchhiking.
Mice? Rats? Are you
Okay.
talking about like the plague or
My
something?
Friday night? I don't know.
Should we be concerned?
Probably.
Okay, well, absolutely nothing aside from the fact they were all things that happened during the 1904 marathon, making it one of the most bizarre Olympic events of all time. It
Hmm.
was the first ever USA Games held in St. Louis in 1904 during the Summer Olympics. The marathon was tied to the World's Fair held in Forest Park, and it was the main event. And a main event it turned out to be. A men's
Sounds like it.
marathon took place during the hottest part of the day on a dusty country road with minimal water supply. One of the water supplies was at a water tower at 6 mile mark and a well at the 12 mile mark.
So they were 6 miles
In
apart.
between? Mm-hmm. Yep.
For water?
For water.
That's a terrible idea.
Okay. All right.
Well, it was said that the chief organizer of the Olympics, James Sullivan, limited water supply to research purposeful dehydration.
No way.
Way.
So he was like, let's just dehydrate these people in a mass social
And
experiment.
see what happens.
They have no idea it's going on.
No, no, they had no idea. They were just guinea pigs.
All right. The, okay.
Mhm. 32 athletes represented seven nations: USA, France, Cuba, Greece, South Africa, Great Britain, and Canada. A lot of the participants were actually experienced marathon runners, but in the end, only 14 of these athletes actually finished the race.
Did they have like so that was the 6 miles apart and only two stations? Was that for everybody, like the athletes and spectators, or was that just like for the spectators and the athletes had multiple water stations, I guess?
No, it was for the athletes.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
wait, so is this experiment, was it on the athletes
It was
or
on the
everybody?
athletes.
Oh, that's even worse. I was
Uh-huh.
thinking maybe like the onlookers, like people, the spectators watching
Nope.
them. So, oh, this made it so much worse. Okay. All right.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
I told you it was chaotic.
That's a word to use.
Yeah.
Yes.
The start of the race included 5 laps around the stadium track. The rest of it were on country roads where race officials were riding in vehicles and had sandwiched the racers, creating dust clouds. The
Are you?
temperature, sorry, go
So,
ahead.
no, you're good. My bad. Not only are they not providing water, except in two places 6 miles apart, they're riding in front of them to create dust so they breathe it in and dry
Yes.
out.
And
Hmm.
it's during the hottest part of a summer's day.
Yes.
Okay.
10 out of 10 organization.
I guess it depends on which side the tin is at,
Yeah.
best or worse. Okay.
We're gonna say worst.
Mm-hmm.
The temperature was 90 degrees at 3 p.m. at the starting time, and the course had been altered last minute due to one of the areas being washed out by rain.
Well, we can't have them have any water.
No water allowed. The race was so disorganized that no obstacles were cleared for the marathon. The runners had to dodge traffic, delivery wagons, trolley cars, and even people walking their dogs.
I don't really, every time you open your mouth, it gets worse.
Buckle in.
Just wait, just wait. This is only the beginning.
Oh my gosh.
There
Now
at
I'm
the
thinking of the fact that you said rat poison.
Yeah. We're almost there, I think.
Okay. Well, I'm not that excited, but continue on. Sorry.
You're good. The winner of the 1903 Boston Marathon, George Lurden, was violently ill after 10 miles and retired. The winner of the 1902 Boston Marathon, Sam, who was also in lead of this race, had become overwhelmed by the dust, become disorientated, and at the halfway mark, dropping out at 14 and a half miles. Another near fatality during this race was William Garcia, who was found lying on the side of the road of the marathon unconscious with several internal injuries caused by all of the dust from the official cars. The first one to actually arrive at the finish line at the 3 hour and 13-minute mark was Frederick Loers. He was declared the winner, had his photo taken with Alice Roosevelt, the daughter of then U.S. President Theodore Roosevelt. As she placed the wreath on his head and was about to award him the gold medal, spectators claimed that he had not run the entire race. They insisted that he had dropped out after the 9th mile with severe cramps and hitched a ride with one of the waving spectators.
And how would they know this?
I mean,
Are they saying that they saw this?
apparently he was in the car waving and continuing the race just in a car.
I mean, creative obstacles require creative solutions. That's all I'm going to say.
That's the title. That's going to be the title for sure.
At the 19th mile, the car he hitched a ride in broke down, so he got out, re-entered the race, jogging to the finish line. He was confronted by race officials and admitted defeat. He claimed he was only playing a joke, but in turn, he got banned for life. But plot twist,
All right.
6 months later, he formally apologized. They concluded that he didn't intend to defraud, and in 1905, he actually won the Boston Marathon.
Oh, okay. What is that word? My brain isn't braining today. That word, whenever you, fuck, I don't even know. Continue on.
You tried. Gold star.
Thank you.
The real winner of this race was Thomas Hicks. Although he won the race, he had some aid during the race that wouldn't have been allowed later on. 10 miles from the finish line, he was restrained by his trainers. He received several doses of rat poison, washed down by brandy and egg whites, stimulating his nervous system in quite a few ways. He continued the race. hallucinating the whole way,
Oh my God.
barely unable to walk, and even had to be carried over the finish line by his support team.
Wait, so he technically didn't even.
Technically, didn't even, but you best believe he was shuffling his feet as if he was still
Um,
running over that finish line.
the
Just
mental
imagine two people
image.
holding him up by the arms while his feet are just
Yes,
running in midair.
literally, there's a photo of him being held up by two people on either side of him, and he is shuffling his feet over.
That is hilarious.
Do you have this photo?
I can find it.
Oh, bet. Yeah, the mental picture that has just been painted in my head of this guy downing rat poison, egg whites, and whatever that other thing was.
Brandy?
Brandy. Okay. Those three things. And then hallucinating.
Hallucinating. I'll send it in our little chat right now.
What do you think he was seeing?
Rats.
Yeah, that's about how I imagine it would look.
So he shuffled over the finish line
Would that
with
be
his support team.
like that's not allowed, right? To have assistance from like
At
outside.
the time, it was.
Oh, okay.
This was before the Olympics really kind of not only clamped down a lot on outside assistance, but also like steroids and boosts in general.
Oh,
So
okay. So was
they didn't have
the
any sort of performance enhancing bans at the time.
okay, so all right, rat poison, brandy, and now the other thing I can't remember.
Egg whites.
Like
Whites.
whites.
Okay. All right. Would you think that would that fly today? You think?
Definitely
'Cause-
not.
You don't think
Well,
so?
I mean,
Because it's not a steroid.
for one, we also don't use strychnine as a stimulant anymore. So,
Olympians, Olympus. Oh my God. Olympians, tune in. Okay. All right. Sorry. Continue.
He was carried off of the track on a stretcher and was said to have lost 8 pounds during the race.
8 pounds seems like a lot. I don't know. How much
in
weight
one afternoon, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a couple of hours. Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, he didn't have water either. So
No,
water weight plus, I'm sure that made him sick, right? Like,
I would assume so. Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen like photos or news stories about people that run marathons sometimes poop up themselves. So maybe he lost a lot of everything. 8 pounds worth of whatever, I guess.
That's quite a bit.
A heck of a diet.
Yeah. A Cuban postman joined the marathon last minute. He hadn't eaten in 40 hours, had just lost all of his money gambling in New Orleans, hitchhiked his way to the event, and had to cut his street clothes during the race.
He really said, "What do I got to lose?"
Yep, YOLO.
Man, Olympics, early 1900s was wildin'.
They knew how to put on an event, I guess.
I guess so.
But having not eaten anything in days, he saw a spectator eating peaches. He asked if he could have the peaches. The spectator declined. He stole the peaches from the spectator and continued running. During
This
the
is
race,
this is all one Olympic event.
one Olympic event
Wow.
in a 3 hour time
You could
slot.
you could honestly make a movie out of this. It would be entertaining, I think.
I would love to see it in like black and white.
Yeah.
No speaking, just like
Oh
the
yeah,
shit
like a
show.
silent movie.
Yes.
You see the guy walk up to the man with the peaches. Screen goes black. Can I have one of them? No. And just
Oh.
next shot him running with peaches.
During the race, he had stopped along an orchard en route where he ate a rotten apple, which caused him to have stomach cramps. He laid down mid-race and had a nap. Despite this, he managed to finish the race in fourth place.
This was 3 hours.
3 hours.
There's a lot going on.
Mhm.
The marathon was so controversial, the event was almost struck from the Olympic program. Nonetheless, some of these runners continued running marathons, but only one thing is for sure. They never had to experience another 1904 St. Louis Olympic Marathon ever again.
I want to know the, I guess, results of their experiment. Like, I don't know.
Dehydration?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like even if they gave people water, all of these things still would have happened. I don't even,
Honestly, I think so too.
I don't think the lack of water really did anything. I mean,
It aided to the dehydration of it, but it was already ridiculous.
yeah, exactly. Like the control in this experiment, there it didn't exist.
No.
No,
Ever heard of the scientific method?
it was kind of a shit show, but
So the rat poison a common thing to ingest whenever racing, I guess?
Yeah, in the early 1900s, strychnine, which is now used as a pesticide, or specifically for rats, it was commonly used in small doses as a stimulant.
Wow. Which is crazy because he gave him a stimulant and a depressant and salmonella, basically. And said, go on, get.
so much so he couldn't walk.
Yeah, I believe it. Maybe the alcohol killed off salmonella. Maybe that was the
Honestly,
reason for that.
maybe.
I mean, people drink raw eggs whenever, I don't know, part of like workout stuff. I guess I eat raw cookie dough and brownie batter
Same.
and cake batter. So I haven't gotten salmonella, knock on wood.
I was just gonna say, knock on wood, me either. I think it's worth it though, because it's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah, like I said, short, sweet, and simple, kind of goofy.
goofy is a word to describe this.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, it's not a murderer, so
Yeah, did anyone die?
If I
now
recall
let's find
correctly,
out.
nobody died, but many of the participants came pretty damn close.
Wow, see, nobody died. I did one, but no death.
Very nice. There's a whole book written about this. They hosted a tug of war during those games.
I think they should bring it back, to be honest.
I
The
would watch
Tug of
that
War or the
one.
Seven Hills Marathon?
Tug of war. The other sounds not fun. The games lasted for nearly 5 months. It looks like they spread out events. It ran from July 1st to November 23rd and consisted of 94 events. And the 1908 London Olympics would last even longer than that for 188 days from April to October.
Wow.
How long are the Olympics now? I don't watch it. So let's,
Well, I feel like I just watched the opening ceremonies and now they're finished. So I want to say like a couple of weeks, honestly.
That's about how long it is
16
usually.
days. Yeah.
2.5 weeks.
Hmm.
I think the recent ones in Paris were 19 or 20 days.
Mm.
All I remember is the closing ceremony was on August 11th. I don't remember when the opening ceremony was.
Hmm.
July sometime. I know it was after my surgery because when I came home, the Olympics were still going on.
Yeah.
But they started while I was still in the hospital.
July 26th.
Oh, okay. So 26th to the 11th is, 19 days. So yeah, not 5 months. That was a lot longer.
Wow.
It was tug of war was a popular event at Summer Olympics from 1900 until 1920 and was composed of six five-man teams.
Hmm.
It was considered like track and field.
Oh, and nothing actually happened to remove tug of war from the Olympics, but there was just too many sports and too many participants competing.
Hmm. What do you think the qualifications would be for tug of war?
Tug of war? Oh man. Oh.
I feel like that's probably the one Olympic sport you didn't need to work out for. In fact, quite the opposite. Eat as much as you can, stay low to the ground.
Hire a sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's the Tug of War International Federation.
Is that a thing now?
Yes. Wow.
Okay. All right. People are passionate. I respect it.
Since 1960, 50 member countries worldwide.
How many members?
50 countries.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 50 members, and I
50
was like,
people.
there's very few. They're very particular.
Apparently, they're trying to get it back into the Olympic Games.
Well, best of luck to them. I hope it works.
Honestly, I would
So
watch
I'd
it.
watch that before, right?
I'd watch it. Yeah.
Let's look at the results of the 1904 Olympics, shall we?
I like how we've completely sidetracked from the marathon itself over to when is tug of war coming back to the Olympics.
We need important questions answered.
Agreed. One of the participants was chased over a mile off course by a wild dog.
Yep.
He ran for his life. They had a lot. So there were 6 people that ran, at least according to Olympics.com. 6 people ran, all USA. There was one Canadian, Shanty, and they did not start. Womp womp.
I read in the 1904 Olympics, Canada only got 2 gold medals. Big sad.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. I want to know the total medal count. Like, well, there weren't that many countries or anything that participated, so I assume mostly states.
Most medals by country: US 248, Germany 14,
Oh
Canada
my.
6, Hungary 4, and Cuba 3.
There was a lot of cheating from what I have Googled. Like even a boxer, they had like I guess someone stand in their place and they eventually admitted that we're cheating. The 1904 Olympic Games were the first at which gold, silver, and bronze medals were awarded for first, second, and third place.
And I know they weren't even scheduled for St. Louis. They were originally supposed to be in, I think,
Chicago.
Chicago.
Oh my gosh, there's a picture of the tug of war.
That tug of war looks wild.
Doesn't it? They just need to tie the rope to a very heavy person.
God.
Or a horse.
Or a horse, yeah.
I'd watch 5 people tug against a horse and see who would win.
Yeah.
See, like on the far side, they got a strat. They're all down low, like together.
The dude on the left here on the black shirted team is just like, I will haul all of you with me and we're going to win.
It reminds me of Squid Games, that photo.
Never seen Squid Games.
Minus the death for losing, I imagine.
Yeah, yeah. You've never seen Squid Game, Shanty?
No.
It's okay. It's really okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was meh. So I was like, ah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad, but I don't know what I was expecting initially. I did try to make the sugar cookie thingy. It's not cookie, but the shape with the cookie cutter and cut it out. I would have died in the Hunger Games or Hunger Games.
Well, speaking
That
like
too.
speaking of
there too.
Squid Games kind of turned into this weird thing like the Hunger Games where people are like, well, I want to be in. I'm like, what the hell is the matter with you?
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of money.
They're murder games.
They do be murder games, but that's a lot of money. We see where my moral compass is. So, okay. All right. I can do the outro. I gotta find the outro. Okay. Thank you all so much for listening to our podcast. As always, you can find any pictures pertaining to this story posted on our Instagram and Twitter at CYRTpod and on our Facebook page. Be sure to rate and review us wherever you listen, as rating helps us a ton. Have topic suggestions or want to share a story? Send us an email at cyrtpod@gmail.com. Until next time.
Hell yeah.
Bye. Atlas, do you want me to keep those in there
Keep what's in there.
whenever you go bye or however you do it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to keep those in there or do you want me to delete them? Because I wasn't sure.
I don't care one way or the other, honestly. If you keep them, fine. If not, whatever.
Okay, this is recorded. I'm just putting that out there. And it's recorded, you saying that. So I think they're fun.
People in the YouTube comments enjoy them.
Oh, wee wee.
Mm.
All right. Well, we have less than a minute. So bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.